But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right, we will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call now for your free author submission kit at 866-204-0965.
Tracy Clinic, located at 740 Main Street in Tracy City, specializes in family medicine. Nurse practitioner Devin Land Lampley is now seeing patients. Call today for an appointment at 592-4242. Open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. That's the Tracy Clinic, 592-4242.
Sequatchie Valley Electric Cooperative is here to serve you in your business or in your home. Pay your electric bill in the comfort of your own home with SVEC's new online billing service. Wouldn't it be nice to know in advance how much to budget for your electric bill each month? Visit us at one of our convenient offices or go online to www.svalleyec.com. Sequatchie Valley Electric, providing electrical service to over 33,000 homes and businesses in all or portions of Bledsoe, Grundy, Marion, Sequatchie, Coffee, Hamilton, Ray, and Van Buren counties in Tennessee. SVEC, staying up with today and working for tomorrow.
Street today. We could talk for days and days and days. These are my folks. Hey y'all, Dan and Mary Peery. Very, very great welcome here.
Well, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. And we are, hey y'all.
Well, we were kind of going over how it all started, so we're going to start over again our discussion because you really need to know this. Ryan was on the show not too long ago. Ryan's a superstar, South Central Tennessee Tourism Association. I'm trying to get it all in together.
It's a lot, isn't it?
He was DMO of the year, tourism, etc. But these folks don't look like spring chickens. I mean, you think TikTok stars or Facebook stars are, 20-something, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the trend of it all?
We're kind of out of that form, but we have a good time. We retired from our JOBs back in 2019. And we were going to travel the world, and COVID hit. And when we were during the lockdown, and everybody was so doom and gloom, during the lockdown, we just started making little goofy videos at home just to lighten things up, And so a lot of people started liking them, and then it was just the same. It seemed like it was the same people every day liking them, So it wasn't growing or anything. So we quit doing it. And then we had people, hey, y'all okay? Something wrong? Y'all sick? Y'all got the COVID, or what's going on? So we started them back up, and man, we've been running pretty strong with it. And then we just started building a little fan base, and then Ryan picked us up in March of 22, and man, we took off, and man, we've been doing this for 3 years now, and we hit the ground running, and we ain't slowed down yet.
And I can see him sitting at home scratching his head because they had a list of things to do, and then we went over here and wrote our own list. Just went our own way.
Well, there's something I love because you're just like down home folks like us, right?
Yeah.
So I think that definitely resonates. You've done a lot of things, or several things over here in our area, and they're just so precious. And I was telling them the other day about the Grinch. That you did with Matt.
Matt did a fantastic job of that, and Matt is a professional.
Yeah, he is.
And we're a couple of hacks, We just out goofing off. We're having a good time. But now Matt, we show up with our cell phones, and I got a nice camera, and we set up, 15, 20 minutes, boom, we're done. We showed up, Matt, he's got scene by scene, we're 3 hours, but I mean, did such a great job. Him and his daughter Rose.
Rose is precious.
Golly, she's so sweet.
And she's so
But
smart.
Matt did a fantastic job with that Grinch thing up there. It was great.
Oh, he did, and so many great ideas. So you guys have a really great sense of humor about things. Have you always? How long have y'all been married?
It ain't been long. We've just been married 43 years.
Is that?
We've known each other since we were 13.
Well, about 13. You guys are like frickin' frack. You just blend together like peas and carrots.
Yeah, and we were like most people, we had busy, hectic jobs, and you're traveling down the road, and, so one of these days I'm going to stop and see that. One of these days I'm going to stop and see that. We don't do that more. We stop.
You stop.
Yeah, if we see something that might be interesting, we turn around and go back,
Well, what's this? Is it biscuits and gravy? Tell me about that fun little thing.
So last year we did a thing every Saturday morning called Biscuits and Gravy, and we would find a local mom and pop's, restaurant to do a story on. And I don't have anything against Cracker Barrel, but Cracker Barrel, they got all the money in the world, so we try to help the local businesses and stuff. And we would do biscuits and gravy. So we find a little mom and pop out of the way shops. And we did that all of last year. And then this year, we started doing, and you have to bear with me on this, we're doing G-Chit.
Excuse me?
G-Chit. How's your mom and them? G-Chit? So we've gone away from the breakfast.
Okay.
Or trying to, we still do it occasionally, but we do whatever we can find now with the mom and pop's restaurant, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, pizza, barbecue, fish,
Hamburgers.
whatever's out there. We want, if people like it and it's a good place, we go there. So we cover, for Ryan's group, we cover 13 counties in southern Middle Tennessee, and then we come up here and do Grundy County and do Tennessee South Cumberland. So we cover 14 counties, and we're always out there on the back roads. We get off the main drag and just get out and hunt stuff.
Well, they were showing me this picture in Fayetteville of a red couch. Tell me that story, Mary. That's hilarious.
There's an artist, a local artist in Fayetteville, and they're known in Lincoln County for their arts, music and painted and everything. And she painted this couch and put painted on the front a cow reclining. Because, it's a hamburger, so you got to have a cow on it. And the cushions look like a meat patty underneath, and they have like lettuce and slaw on
I'll
it.
share it on my Facebook page. It's hilarious.
And the back of it's got hashtag, love Slawburgers.
Slawburgers,
Yeah. And so yesterday we were down in Fayetteville at the Main Street, and we carried that couch out to the busiest intersection on the square and put it right in the middle and took pictures, and we just had fun. Yeah, Amy wanted us to come down, and we went down and turned it upside down.
Yeah. She knew we could help her out, with something goofy to bring attention to the Slawburger Festival.
In the middle of the intersection, and we said, "Let's do it."
Well, how
and
do
the
you
police came.
Of course they do, because not everybody carries around a red couch in the middle
a
of
Duncan Fife couch. Yeah.
It was a gorgeous couch. How do you find your material? I mean, what's your process?
There is
usually
no
us
process.
sitting around at night. We live just outside of Winchester, and we live in the county, and it's nice and it's peaceful out there. And we sit down on the deck at night, and we
Nice
just
and
sit out there
dark.
talking and trying to relax, and then just ideas. And we're just kicking ideas off one another, and then so we've got a room in the house that we call the Liberace room. And it's got all my goofy outfits and wigs and hats and costumes, and so we hit all the junk stores and the Goodwills and the yard sales and stuff like that. We're always looking for something that's goofy to bring attention, for one of my bits,
So it's just a genesis. You just come up with it, and you're like, "Ooh, this is a good skit."
Yeah, some of them you knock them out of the park, and then some of them you take a seat on the bench, where you strike out. But we swing pretty hard when we swing.
What's your favorite character? Now, like, he did one. I was at RNC, I think, or was it inauguration? And you were sitting at my desk, and it was absolutely hilarious. And I get this text.
Is that when you dressed up like Trump?
I had a Trump wig on and the blue suit with the red tie. And,
Make Tracy great again or something like that. And I giggled. I can't tell you how long I giggled on that one.
yeah, so some of them like that, we think they're funny as they can be, and then some of them, you put them out there and you don't get that big a hit on them, but I'll still sit and laugh at them. And we got one out right now for the Slawburger Festival, and a friend of mine over in Flintville, she's got an emu. I mean, and this is a big old emu, and she sent me she had a video out, and this thing just running wild. She's got turkeys and chickens and goats and pigs, and she got all kind of animals over there, and it's just running through all these other animals, just running back and forth. And I asked her, I said, "Can I use that?" And she said, "Well, yeah, please." She said, "I want everybody to know about my emu." So I put it on there, and it is hilarious. It running through over there, and Slawburger Festival.
The voices, the voices are really big too.
It's good. If y'all get a chance, go out there. We are Hey Y'all. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Okay.
And it's Hey Y'all TN.
Hey Y'all TN, and it's y'all with a apostrophe ALL. Boom. Hey Y'all, you can't miss it. So people follow you. You can. It's a journey, and they follow you, and they see. Oh, I want to go eat there. I want to go do la la la. Do you do a lot of festivals? Festivals are coming up now.
Festivals. We were 2 weeks ago. We were in Linden, Tennessee, over in Peery County, and that's the Blooming Arts Festival. And that usually in our region, our 13 county region, that usually starts the festivals for us, and there'll be one every weekend. Tennessee has over 850 festivals statewide.
Holy wow!
Every year.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
This state is so beautiful. I mean, we've traveled. We've been to all 50 states. Been in 19 foreign countries, but it's always so good to come back to Tennessee. And Tennessee, from one end to the other, it changes so much in the topography and everything. The highest point in the state is Clayton's Dome, 6,643 feet.
Okay.
You're about 2,000 feet right here. Winchester, where we live, is about 950. Lowest place in the state is 178 feet, which is right outside of Memphis on the banks of the Mississippi River.
Oh, for Pete's sake, yeah.
So
wow.
it's a huge swing, and it's so beautiful. Tennessee has 96,000 miles of roads. It's 61,000 miles of lakes, rivers, and streams. It's just unbelievable the different things that you can find to do in this state.
He's big on the stats.
Well, I'm impressed with you pulling that one out. I was like, well, I'm going to have to remember that. So tourism is the second largest economic driver in the state of Tennessee, and there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Why do you think people come here?
Because of us. Oh, gosh. In 2022, which is the year we got started with Ryan's group, Tennessee set a record at $29.1 billion in tourism money that came in. Wow. And that's the year that we started. And Governor, if you're out there, I'm still waiting on my part of that check, but yeah, and then last year, that was 22, 23, they upped that. They went to $31 billion that they brought in. So tourism is big, big, big. And we want everybody to come in, spend their money in our counties, and help our economies, and then go home. But come spend your money. We appreciate it.
Well, and that's what it seems. You guys hit a lot of. There's a lot of rural counties in your district, in your region.
Is.
So
yeah, Peery County is one of the most deprived counties that Tennessee has, and that's my mom was from Peery County, so I still got family over there. So we love going over there, but that's the farthest over we go is Peery County and Wayne County, and then we go all the way up. All the way up to I-40 and around, and down to 24 and around. So we got all that little basket down through there.
That little basket. How does it help the small communities with tourism and the things that you do? What are the benefits?
If you go over 50 miles from your home and you spend money, we always make sure we spend with a credit card. That way, it's tracking it. That money turns into tourism dollars for that area that you're spending it in. So when you go to these little communities that have festivals and shop local and eat at the restaurants there, you're helping them. You're helping them, supply food and clothing for their children and their families. But it's also helping the community and keeping up the roads and helping to promote their tourism. because as small as Peery County is, they have 2 rivers, and they've got the Buffalo River to kayak and canoe, and they've got hiking trails. They've got shopping. There's a lot a nice
Tennessee
state
River
park.
comes in around through
Yeah.
Mousetail Landing State Park over there, and so in our region we cover 6 state parks, and our state park system is as good as any out there. And we have
It really
great
is.
state
Yes.
park system.
And it's free.
Yes.
It don't cost you nothing to go over and sit down and just enjoy the day.
Yeah.
I know we had there were some folks that were doing some protest about don't fire the federal workers, etc. And I'm like, well, our state parks are fine. There's 59 of them, and everybody's still working. I mean, maybe that's the answer.
Yeah. When we traveled throughout the U.S., we did it in a camper, and we would stay at state parks and national parks. And 2018, we decided we need to go home and we need to do this in our state.
So we went to we've been to every state park.
All of them.
Yeah.
Dang it! What? All right. So when you retired, this traveling all over the 50 states, what was that about?
We traveled a lot, when we were younger, but when we first got married, every year we would go to Daytona. I love NASCAR racing. We would go to Daytona in the summer, watch a NASCAR race, spend a week on the beach. And when he was growing up, and our son got to school, and they asked him, what is vacation? Well, that's all he knew vacation was Daytona Beach and NASCAR.
Dan
So we
said,
thought,
we've got to fix that.
We got to fix
This
that.
is a big old country. We need to get him out there. So we had decided that by the time he got out of high school, we would have him in all the 48 continental.
Really?
And we did that.
How many years did that take you?
We did it when he was a senior in high school.
Yeah, we finished
By
it.
the time
when
he
was
got
a
senior in high school, we had him in all 48 continental United States.
He was at the last state, and he said, "So now, when do we do Alaska and Hawaii?" And Dan said, "Those are
Be
yours."
on your dime.
Those are the only 2 states I have not gone
Oh,
to.
Alaska is just amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm dying to do one of those cruises.
That's what we did.
That's
We
what we
took the
did.
inside passage out of Vancouver,
Okay.
British Columbia.
Did you go to Denali, or what did you guys do in Alaska? What was your thing in Alaska?
We just took the cruise up.
Yeah, we
and
just
around.
did the
we
ports
had,
and
three
the
or
train
four-
ride and
3 or 4 different ports that we stopped, and we visited the towns and see the local attractions and stuff. And then we did the same thing when we went to Hawaii. We flew into Honolulu and took a Norwegian cruise, and it was an 8-day cruise, and we hit all the islands. And it was beautiful.
had lunch
beautiful.
with Gomer Pyle.
Gomer, hey! Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, and so let's go back to Tennessee because I do think it's the most perfect state in the union.
greatest state in the country.
It is the greatest state in the country. Why do people come here?
Because of us.
The beautiful state parks. Like, let's take Grundy County for example. You've got so many waterfalls and trails and hiking and camping, and that's what they're coming for.
Yeah. Our son, we have one son. He lives right outside of Flagstaff, Arizona.
Okay.
Got 4 kids, and whenever they would come to visit, and we pick them up at the airport in Nashville, and we drive back, all you would hear out of them is, "Oh, look at the trees! Oh, look at all the grass!
It's so
look,
green.
Look at the creeks! Look at the lakes! Look at all the water!"
You forget, right?
You forget it. It becomes just part
take
of
it
your
for granted.
natural rhythm, But when somebody else comes and looks at what you've got, man, it blows them away, and it does me every time I leave and come back.
It's heaven.
Yeah.
Well, the number 1 state park in the state is Fall Creek Falls.
I guess it is, isn't it?
You gotta love going to Fall Creek Falls. You can see all those waterfalls and walk right to them.
Yeah, we live. I don't live on Thames Ford Lake, but I can
You see it over there?
I can
Yeah.
tiptoe and I can see the lake from our house. But we're part of the Friends of Thames Ford State Park, so we go over there and help out whenever we have opportunity to. And we love the state park system. Yeah. It really is great.
Well, food is a big thing for us. What's something if you could give a advice to a small mom and pop restaurant to how to up their game? What would it be?
Be genuine.
Be genuine.
We just had breakfast at the Waffle House over here in Mont Eagle.
Okay.
Teresa, you were the best waitress we have ever had.
Shut the front door.
I'm telling you, she was.
She was spot on. She didn't interfere. She was
She'd
kind.
come in,
She
she
was
was quiet.
friendly.
You need anything? And she was in, and she was out, gone, and not
She
sitting
was
there
good.
hovering over, and answer any question that you had. She'd answer it just quick and be gone, and just treat people like people. That's what you got to do.
And that's what you look for.
Yeah.
It's just the hospitality aspect of it. Just be genuine and authentic. Because we love to eat and we love to cook here.
And we love people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to love people.
You gotta love people. Yeah.
Always looking for a good meal somewhere. I fixed the best barbecue in the state.
Okay,
so,
all right.
So we don't do a whole lot of barbecue, but we will go out and get a good barbecue sandwich somewhere.
Are you going to do, now that Jack Daniels
Oh, yeah.
competition is pretty cool?
That
Do you
is
guys cover
fun.
that?
We cover it, yeah. We go over there because our office is in Lynchburg.
It is.
Because we work through South Central Tennessee Tourism, and we work with Experience Tennessee. We do some stuff for Nashville's Big Backyard and then Tennessee South Cumberland. So that's the folks that we do. But you get out there and with Nashville's Big Backyard, and it runs from Nashville to Muscle Shoals, that area of the Natchez Trace. So we get over there and we go 10 miles either side of the trace and go down through there, and it's unbelievable some of the places you find. Because last week we were over in Wayne County, and we ended up crossing over into Alabama, way back on some back roads down in there. I probably couldn't find my way back down there if I needed to, but it was some beautiful country down in there, and we did a little video run alongside the riverbank down there, and
With banjo music playing.
and we had to get out quickly. And
All right, I'm going to have to ask you about bizarre stories. Tell me some interesting stories that didn't go exactly as you had planned.
one that was that I tell everybody the story. We had been to Pulaski. They did a story over there, and we was coming back, and there's a little place on 64 over there called 5 Points. Great little restaurant there, man. They were fantastic. They treat you right. They're good folks. So we did a story over there, and we come back. We crossed under 65 coming in 64, stopped and got gas, and we were headed to Delrose, Tennessee.
Okay.
Delrose over there, they have a Corner Pit barbecue over there. So we were looking to find Corner Pit. And my GPS was having me go all the way into Macburg and come back around, So when I was getting gas, I asked the lady, I said, look, is there an easier way to get there? She said, there's a shorter way, but the way it's telling you to go is the way you need to go. And I said, okay. And she said, so you're headed to Delrose? I said, yeah. She said, are you going to see the big chicken? I said, well, yeah, I am now.
And we did.
And we did. You go over there. We went to Delrose, went to Corner Pit, and we found the big chicken. When you come out of Alabama on I-65, exit 6,
Okay.
Forest Lawn Trucks, I think it's Forest
Shady Lawn.
truck stop. There's a 15-foot chicken out front. Been there since the 1940s. Huge chicken. It's got
A fork and a
knife
He's got
under
a
its wings.
fork and chicken.
It's a fork and chicken.
That's what we call it. Fork and chicken. A
Yeah.
fork and chicken.
How tall is it?
15 foot
15
tall.
foot.
It's huge. But
This
it's been there
man
since
built
the
it
40s.
as a roadside attraction, and it's still there.
Well, I remember doing the traveling, the world's biggest ball of yarn, or
We've done all of those.
all of those, and they attract wall drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there.
If you see enough of those billboards heading down on the desolate stretch of America, you're like, I'm going to Wall Drugs because
Or the Corn Palace.
or the Corn Palace. So those things work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had some missionaries from our church that had been over in Wayne County, and they transferred over to Winchester, and we met them, and we told them what we do, and they said, well, since you've been to Wayne County, she said, you probably know about the world famous Pepsi machine. I said, no. I said, that
We
would
do
just slip
now.
by me. And they explained to us, out in this field, there's a Pepsi machine. And
Middle of 25 acres.
It's got a telephone pole with a light over it, and there's no electricity out here, but there's a Pepsi machine sitting out in the middle of the field.
That's so
So,
wild.
so if you go on Google, you have to use Google as your search engine. Mm-hmm. When they put in Pepsi machine, Waynesboro, Tennessee. So we went over there and we looked and we looked and we looked and we finally found it. And so we went into Waynesboro and went to the chamber down there, and they said, "What are y'all doing here?" I said, "Well, we come over to look at the Pepsi machine." Pepsi machine? I said, "Yeah, y'all got a world famous Pepsi machine." She said, "Never heard of it." So we explained to her where it was at, and the county official, the mayor, we run into him, and he said, "Hey, what y'all doing?" And we explained to him, we was looking for the world famous Pepsi machine. He didn't know anything about it, so they didn't know anything about it. So we we didn't know why it was there, but it's out there. And so we were on a podcast out of Lynchburg. Some guys over there that do one every Wednesday night, hanging out in the holler. Great guys. So we explained to them, about the Pepsi machine. Well, somebody had listened to the show, and they got in touch with us, and they said years and years ago they used to do revivals, church revivals out in this field, and they would bring a generator in and hook it up to this Pepsi machine, and it had a light over it. And this farmer still keeps it mowed around it. The light pole, the machine, everything's still there. And they ain't used it in years.
But that was for a revival, and they would have. That's hilarious.
Absolutely.
What other tags? I mean, there's things when you think of tourism, it's just us being us. But there are unique things that people will drive for. What are some of the things in your district that like the world famous, Pepsi machine?
Summertown.
Yeah, tell her.
Okay. In Summertown, they have a blue police TARDIS. And the police TARDIS in England is a call box.
Police call box.
And so...
Looks like a telephone booth.
Yeah.
But
what's
big.
those?
Yeah, and it's big and it's blue. And it at one time was an outhouse.
Huh.
And so it sits on the side of the road, and it has its own Facebook page. It's the Blue TARDIS. Tennessee Blue TARDIS. And last year, it disappeared.
No.
And everybody just went crazy. And they, where is our TARDIS? What happened? It finally showed back up. Somebody had taken it down. They had repainted it, gave it a facelift, and put it back out.
How cute is that?
So it's...
So it's fun to get out there and just chase things down out there on the back roads.
Isn't Summertown, it doesn't have that...
the hippie commune.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh, tell them about that one.
We're growing up as kids, we grew up in Nashville. And parents tell us, don't you ever go down around Summertown. That's nothing but hippies and drugs and all that down there. Man, that's the nicest bunch of folks you'll ever meet down there.
Okay.
And Stephen Gadsden was the one that started that. They came from California, set up a commune down there, and they have...
in Nashville, they had a restaurant, and it was a vegetarian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And my dad was vice president of the gas company, and he and I would go and eat lunch there all the time because it was good food, and they were nice people. But now that I'm older, it's funny.
So we went down there. Used to everything on the farm was either made or
grown.
That's my understanding of it.
And they've kind of gone away from that a little bit now. But
communes don't work, do they?
No, there's a bunch of guys my age over there with long hair sitting around and waiting for somebody else to do something. But it's a great place to go and visit.
Fun place.
I've been dying to go over there. It's been on my one of those.
You've got to go. Once a month they do a craft show. They open it up and have pickers, and they just have a really good time. It's fun.
They were really into music at one time too, weren't they?
Yeah, they had built the frame for a large dome for an outdoor concert venue.
Yeah,
and they started covering it. And they got about a quarter of it covered, and that's when Stephen Gadsden passed away. And they never finished covering it. But it's a beautiful framework over there, and it's just all kind of gone to waste now.
Huh. Another one that is on my bucket list, or at least I want to check it out, is Granville. Now that's not in your district.
That's up near Cookville, isn't it? That's where
they
do
Cookville.
They do the.
I don't at Mayberry.
Mayberry Days.
Yes.
Mayberry Days.
And it's run by volunteers. 4 days a week. It's all museums. Yeah. And have you guys been there?
We have not.
See, I don't feel so bad then.
Yeah, we haven't been to it.
We've been through there.
A friend of mine that keeps saying, "Hey, you got to go, and then we're friends with Tessa, who runs the tourism in Cookville.
Okay,
and she keeps saying, "Hey, y'all need to come up here."
You got to.
But we stay so busy on our end of the little world.
I know.
We don't get up there.
That's like a road trip we may have to go together.
I tell you, a place to go. Have you been to the prison?
Are you talking about Brushy Mountain?
Mm-hmm.
No, but that's on my list too.
It's a neat place to go.
That is the spot to go.
Is that your district?
No, but we've been up there. I'm like I said, I'm an old motorcycle rider. I'm not a biker. I'm not going to claim to be a biker. But I love to ride motorcycle. And so we go up through there, and it's called the Devil's Triangle. And it's like a 45-mile loop, and it goes right by the prison.
Right by the prison.
So we stopped in up there, and you can go up and tour the prison.
And it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So they've made the prison into a tourist attraction.
Yeah,
Yes.
and now I hear
Concerts,
recently Randy Travis
camping.
played up there just recently.
Wow.
They
And
have a
it's-
restaurant, and it's called the Warden's Table. They make barbecue, and when they come out and serve it to you, they have the metal trays, and they slam them on the table.
And just stand there in front of him.
And the artists that lived in there were some artists that were inmates, and they painted the walls,
little
and they're in there.
Check-in station where you
Yeah.
went into the prison, the guard shack and all that is a distillery, is a brewery now. They got a still.
Smart.
So they got a lot going on up there. It's a great place. You go up there now, I'll tell you what, now it'll make you think. They need to show some of this on television and stuff. It might slow down a little bit of the crime and stuff because you go in there in this cell, they got 2 bunks, and there's just a little bit of room to walk past the bunks, and there's a little toilet in the corner, and there's 2 bunks in there, and the 4 people lived in that cell because they had a day shift and a night shift. So 2 people had it during the day, and then 2 people had it during the night.
Wow.
They swapped out these cells, and they had no heating and no air.
Wow. I'd be okay with that.
And
Yeah.
it was
straight.
completely self-sustained.
Really?
They had a farm. They grew all their vegetables. They canned them. They had animals that they processed. They had a mine.
And
They did the
ran
laundry.
They ran a huge laundry. Everybody in town brought their clothes up
Laundry
there,
up
and
there.
the prisoners would do the laundry. And
I love that.
and they
was
say the
amazing.
prison is haunted. The dryer in there is about the size of that wall right there. There's a huge dryer where they put all that laundry in there to dry it. And it's not even connected to electricity. And they said a lot of times at night they'll hear that dryer
comes
start
on.
up down there.
All right, so because I would love to have some haunted tours here. Is haunted tours a thing in your
It
region?
is.
There's a lot of folks
There's
that
a
talk
lot,
about
yeah.
going to different haunted areas.
The dam right near here.
Yes, the
Hales Bar.
Hales
Hales Bar,
Yes,
The Hell's
I've
Bar
been
That's one of
waiting
the
to do
most
that.
haunted sites in Tennessee.
There's-
in Tennessee.
In Tennessee.
there, and there's a hospital in
South Pittsburgh.
South Pittsburgh
Yeah.
that's supposed to be haunted.
All right, I'm going to test your knowledge. Y'all
Oh
ready?
golly!
Here we go. All right, so you've got 13 counties. All right, pick one. I'm going to write it down, and then I want you to tell me, and I'm going to go through 13, something that jumps out at you about that county.
Okay,
All right, so easy enough. Franklin County,
Tinsford Lake.
10 Fort Lake. Okay, you have another one other than that?
Cross.
The
The
Cross?
Cross
What Cross?
at Swanee.
Swanee.
Yeah. How could I ever forget that? I absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Franklin County. Next, what's another county?
Lewis County.
Lewis County. Jumps out at you.
The Pulpit Rock.
The what?
The Pulpit Rock.
Pulpit Rock.
Isn't that right?
Nope.
Nope, the wrong county.
Wrong county.
Wrong county. I get them mixed up.
That's okay. I'm putting you guys on the spot. What county is Pulpit Rock?
Marshall.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Because they're right next to each other.
Yeah, they
aren't
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Marshall. All right, Lewis.
Lewis is Nick and Bubba's.
Nick and Bubba's.
Oh my goodness! I
As
forgot
you
about that.
come into town, Nick and Bubba's, it's a store.
in Hohenwald.
As you come into town, it's white, and on the front of the store, all the way across the front of the store, it's got beer, bait, and backer.
All you ever need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
And the elephants.
And what elephants?
They have an
Elephant
elephant sanctuary.
Is that where the elephant sanctuary is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because one of our Hallelujah Pottery does
Yes.
a annual help for the elephant
Yeah.
sanctuary. Huh.
Yeah.
Well. All right. Next one. Coffee County.
Coffee County.
Coffee County. Jim Beam.
Jim Beam. They've got 2 distilleries there, don't you? In no, wait.
Is it Jim Beam? Yeah. There's one. It's over in
George
Normandy.
Dickel's.
George
That's
Dickel.
George
That's it. Yeah,
Dickel.
George
Oh,
Dickel.
so
See, I don't
close.
drink, so I
That
don't keep
sounds
up with
okay.
everything.
George Dickel. All right. Next one.
The seafood place over in Coffee County.
Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Jiffy Burger.
Jiffy Burger, classic.
Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo. Yeah, I'm
You
looking
imagine now, they have us go to Bonnaroo every year.
You guys go to Bonnaroo? Yeah, I would love to follow you around to do that one. That is hilarious. All 3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go over, and
Yeah.
usually they'll start crowding in over on Wednesday, so we go over
We
there
go
and hang
Wednesday,
out,
too.
hang out on Wednesday. Or we love to go to Walmart on Tuesday and Wednesday
And
over
watch
there,
the people.
and just watch them load their vans and stuff. They just pack as much stuff in there as they can
It's a people watching paradise on the Tuesday,
We're
Wednesday. I forget who. Anybody big headliner this year? I saw Bruce Springsteen there way back when.
I haven't gone through the list to see exactly who all's on it, but I'm sure we'll end up over there again this year. We always get in the middle of that over there.
Well, I'm going to get Stephen a ticket some way, somehow for his daughter. All right. So that's 4. What else?
Bedford.
Bedford.
Horse show.
Horse. Ah.
Pope's Cafe on the
Cafe.
square.
Pope's Cafe.
Pope's Cafe on the square.
On Square. All right. Fayetteville. Fayette County.
Lincoln
Oh,
Or Lincoln
Lincoln
County.
County.
Thank you.
Oh, Camp Blunt.
Camp Blunt. Why is that?
That's where Tennessee got its nickname, the Volunteers,
Really?
in the 1800s.
1800s. Huh. Is there something there?
There's a statue that's just magnificent.
And it's right there at 431, right there.
Intersection.
Right there next to the river.
Right next to the Dollar Tree.
they were going to fight a war. Which war
The
was it?
creek was
The
first,
Uh-huh.
and then
And
the
they asked
1812
for
was next.
1,500 volunteers, and Jackson brought 3,000. And then they turned around with the Spanish-American War, and they did it
1812.
again. He brought double what they asked for, so Tennessee became known as the volunteer state.
because of that, and that was during Jackson's time.
Andrew Jackson.
Wow. Do people travel for war things, like Civil War things?
There's groups of people that travel
Yes.
for anything.
Yes.
Yeah, they're out there.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another county.
Lawrence.
Which one?
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Okay, tell me.
Amish.
Amish.
Hippies.
Hippies.
Amish hippies and what else? David Crockett.
David
Crockett
Crockett.
State Park
Okay.
over there.
All right. Giles, is that in yours?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. The most beautiful courthouse in our area.
Really? And we've got some good courthouse squares.
We do.
All right.
I love all of them, but that one has got to be right up there.
Okay. Giles County.
The Trail of Tears has a
Interpretive
center there,
Trail of Tears.
and it's the only place where two of the trails cross. Is in
And they also have Lorette's,
Lorette's.
Cajun seafood.
Cajun Country Kitchen.
Oh, that sounds so good.
We usually make a trip to the coast every year to eat
Just
seafood.
to eat, yeah.
We don't do it anymore at Lorette's. We just
We
go
go to
Lorette's.
Lorette's or to Tullahoma now.
Or
so
the
yeah.
Tullahoma. Those are your, really?
Yeah.
That's high praise.
Yeah, because the folks over at Lorette's, they're from Houma, Louisiana. And I'm telling you what, now they're
All right, now you got me hungry.
sure make it good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we got 5 more.
Murray.
Murray,
Mules, trains.
mules. Oh, that's Columbia's in that, right? Mules, trains.
Yeah, the Southern Steamers. It's a train. It's miniature trains.
Yeah, little
And
trains
they
about that
have
tall.
spring and fall. They have a get together over there, and they have like 3 miles of track in the park area over there.
kidding.
And you can go over and ride these trains, and they're not this big, but they'll hold probably 24 people per train, and they're out there running through and
They have
it's a great
covered
turnout over
bridge. They've got bridges. They've got tunnels.
Oh,
They got a
covered
roundhouse.
bridges.
It's just so much fun.
All right, so Maury County. All right, next. We're getting down.
Let's
there.
see.
Hickman County.
Hickman. Okay.
Oh, Minnie Pearl.
Minnie Pearl.
Minnie Pearl.
Is it a museum or is it a restaurant?
She's from there.
She's from there.
And
Yeah.
the
Look,
woman
when I
who
saw
runs
the-
the historical center is her great niece, and she keeps the history up. And it is phenomenal.
And her name was it Sarah Cannon? Is that because I'm thinking of the cancer?
Yep.
Minnie Pearl.
Her great niece is Mary Beth Pruitt is her name, and she has all the Minnie Pearl's memorabilia and stuff, and she can tell you all about her history and stuff. And 'cause she's right outside of Centerville, Tennessee,
Yeah.
a little place called Grinder Switch out there.
Grinder Switch.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful place out there.
All right, got you. I met. I was at a conference once and met. Remember Walking Tall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Buford
Buford
Pussy.
Pussy.
Buford. And his daughter or granddaughter is still in the business.
His granddaughter.
Is it her granddaughter? Okay, how cool. One of my favorite movies. Like
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Yeah. It's quite a story.
It is quite a story, and true story. And we had to drive by because we took 64 to Memphis at one time. My daughter and I meandered back, and popped in to see his house, little brick house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, right in the middle of no.
They're it's kind of off the subject we're on, but they're kind of like y'all. They've just had a lot of damage over there in Selma.
Yeah.
With these storms that just came through.
It was crazy.
Yeah, a lot of flooding still out there. Rivers are rising. Everything flows into the Tennessee, and then Tennessee's coming up. It's been a
True
mess.
story. Well, we got grit in the rural areas.
Yeah.
All right. How are we done? 1, 2,
Wayne.
3, 4. Wayne. Okay.
They've got double bridges.
Double bridges.
Yeah, the bridges over there is it has been a
Bucket list item for us to
yeah,
go see.
but it's
them.
been a retreat, a health retreat
wellness.
for
Really?
years and years and years. And then 2 years ago, it
New
was bought
owners.
out by a family over there, and it is now open to the public. And we were over there 2 weeks ago, and there's not very many. You got the arch up here on Swanee. This is a double arch. It's got 2 huge, big arches, and there's a creek that runs down through the middle of it. They've got camping, they've got rooms, they got a restaurant. But it's open to the public now. And
Open to the public now.
And a pulpit rock.
and they have a
And that's where the pulpit
No,
rock.
there's no.
They have their own.
They have
puppet.
another
it's a
one.
Davy
And
Crockett gave his first
Political speech.
from this pulpit,
And-
his last one before he went to the Alamo. Yeah,
You can feel the history when you go
It's
to these
called-
places.
I love history.
it's called the Bridges.
The
Yeah.
It's
bridges.
right outside of Waynesboro, Tennessee.
All right. What are we missing? 1, 2, 3,
Let's
4,
see.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 2 more.
Moore County.
Moore County.
Moore County. Well, of course, can't go to Moore County unless you know about Jake
Oh,
Daniels and
that's
visit
the
the whiskey trailhead.
Whiskey Trailhead.
we love the whiskey trailhead.
Uh-huh.
How many visitors does the Jack Daniels get a year? I know it's
Millions.
Like
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Way up there.
because it's every day.
Yeah. And Mary Bobo's.
And Mary Bobo's.
Jack, it's funny, Jack, because we do the tourism, the travel side of but Ryan, the guy, our director, he's a data guy. He crunches numbers and stuff, and Jack Daniels doesn't fall into tourism dollars.
He mentioned that because it's an agricultural thing.
Because they use 95 acres of corn a day over there.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that something?
When he said that, I was like, "There's no way.
Yeah.
That skews everything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll take it.
But it's still good folk, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how they twist the dollars. It's
Do we
still
have
good folk over
Peery?
there.
Do we have Peery on there?
No, we don't
Okay,
have
Peery County.
All right, go ahead.
Buffalo River.
Buffalo River.
Buffalo River.
The burning of the courthouse.
What?
Yep.
The courthouse.
Yeah. The Buffalo River runs through Peery County.
Okay.
And it was the site of the first naval assault
Amphibious assault on
by the
U.S. soil
United States Navy was in Peery County
during the Civil War.
during the Civil War.
What is it on? What's Perry on? What water is Perry on?
Tennessee.
Tennessee
and the
River
Buffalo.
comes up, the Buffalo runs into it,
Okay. Perry first?
Yep.
Now that's a quirky
And they-
trivia.
and they burnt the courthouse. Of course, there's every courthouse in every county we go to has gone through fires.
Yeah, we've had it in
Two
Grundy, yeah.
or three fires. And then there's a couple of our courthouses that rebuilt that they ain't going to burn because
Yeah, we
they
have
built
two
them
of them
back.
that are built
They're
back.
concrete.
It's called a construction style.
Deconstruction. Okay.
Yeah, you can't knock them down now.
Wonder why they blow them up? Just because the records and things?
I guess, yeah, take
Yeah.
over. And,
That's so funny. All right, so I think we've hit them all. Now I've got a bucket list here of things I've got to do. All right, what have we missed? I would love to have y'all back anytime. I think that you're just utterly fascinating, and I love that you showcase all of our areas in such a wonderful, authentic, and fun way. Right? You add the
Yeah,
humor,
yeah.
and you find the best parts, and you bring it out. And
Like
that's a
Flurry
gift.
and Sons.
I love your flurries. Oh my gosh. If you guys haven't seen their take on the flurries, it's beautiful.
absolutely, great store. They're great guys. I mean, they just treat you like family when you go in up there. Best bologna sandwich you'll get in Tracy City.
Forever. Yes, absolutely.
And there's another thing. I look for the odd or the little different stuff. I'm not gonna say odd. You go over to Beersheba Springs to the store over there,
Oh my gosh.
and you go out back, and there's a beautiful I think it's a 71 Gran Torino with a huge oak tree growing out the hood.
That's a must see.
It is.
That's a must see
It
in our
really is.
world. It's so
cool.
unique.
It is. It's unique. But it's a nice ride because I had a 73 when I was younger. And I think it's a 71 sitting there. And it's green. It's in great shape except that there's no motor in it. And there's a huge tree going out of the hood.
All right, so you've done, Beersheba, the Flurries. I think you've done Dutch
Dutch
Maid.
Maid.
You've done Hanks.
That's cool.
The Forest Falls.
Fiery Grizzly
Fire-
Girls.
yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep, got that. What else have we done so far?
The Caverns.
The
Caverns.
Caverns. Oh my
If you've
goodness.
never
Don't
been to
forget-
the Caverns,
What?
Don't forget
you
about that
need to
one.
come.
Yeah.
Man, there's great folks down there, and I'll tell you what, we enjoy going down there. And we've kind of learned a little bit from the Caverns.
Really?
Yeah, I'm no Southern rocker, and we listen to some country music, but I'm no Southern rocker.
We learned a big lesson there.
We've learned there's all kind of genres
Genres
of
of
music
There really is.
that if you just take a minute and try it, that
You'll
you'll
like
learn that you're not the only one that likes a certain type of music. You know, Ryan, he had a group down there that
Papadocio.
Which is not something I would buy a ticket for,
Techno.
right?
Yeah, we would.
Techno.
Yeah.
But he said, we need somebody to go down there. Can y'all do it? I said, yeah, we'll go in. We'll take a few pictures, do a video, and then we'll get out.
Famous last words.
3 a.m. We're still down there. I mean,
We
Y'all.
loved
we had such
We
a good
had
time.
a
And they
blast.
had videotaped, or they had mapped the inside of the cave. In case you don't know, the Caverns is a cave underground with the whole concert. They hold 1,200 people underground. But they had mapped inside of that, and then did a laser show, and they could make the walls move. And it was such a good show down there. And then you go down there, and they have some of the best bluegrass bands ever.
Seriously.
They come in down there. They get cave jams coming up, and I'm tell you what, they've got the String Cheese Incident is headlining. But here's a group down there coming called Andy Frasco and the UN.
I've not heard of them.
Oh, you got to go see them.
Really?
Do yourself a favor and go see
Go
Andy
see
Frasco.
them.
Just the show
Go
alone
see 'em.
that they do on stage. Not
He's an
only the
entertainer.
music, but they're just wild. It's worth the trip down there just to see Andy Frasco.
I would have never. Well, Oak Ridge Boys are coming
Yes.
in May, and it's their farewell tour. And was talking to their publicist. We're going to have Richard Streeman. I think that's how his name is. Been with the Oaks 50 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And played with Elvis before that,
Mm-hmm.
and left Elvis to be with the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah.
Now that's how
That's
new.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad had a distant cousin that used to be a backup singer for Elvis.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
He must have been so cool. He must have been so cool. Well, we've got the artist, Keith Killebrew, has set up shop.
Yes.
We've
Have
met
you met him?
Have
We
met
met
him.
him.
Keith is just amazing. And his grandfather, here's a little trivia because I had him on here. His grandfather had remember like Captain Kangaroo or those shows?
Yeah.
He was Captain Kangaroo. He was Captain something in Memphis. And him and Elvis were buds. And in fact, he had a monkey, a chimpanzee that Elvis wanted. And so Elvis had it, and they think that's why the Jungle Room was occurred. So it's like you never know the branches and the roots that travel, and everyone's connected.
Yeah, so we grew up in Nashville, and so it wasn't uncommon for us to see country music stars.
I bet.
When we were growing up, we went to high school with Tootsie's grandsons.
Really?
She
Yeah.
was my neighbor.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
and then Ralph Emery's mother didn't live far from where she lived, and you could go by there, and he would be out there in a suit and those white shoes
shoes.
Oh my
mowing.
gosh.
They said he was cheap as all get out. He could be out there mowing his mother's with them white shoes on with a push mower.
Yeah.
It must have been surreal living in Nashville and experiencing these big people just as normal folks.
Yeah, that's the way we saw them. We didn't see them as
Yeah,
famous people.
My doctor was right behind Baptist Hospital where my doctor was, and Jerry Reed. I'd get in the elevator with him several times because his doctor was in the same building, so I'd met Jerry Reed several times. met Marty. Marty Robbins was probably the nicest, coolest guy there ever was, and I'm telling you, talking about a cut up. It was awesome to meet Marty Robbins. It was just unbelievable. I met him at Hickory Hollow Mall. That's where we met him. Me and a buddy of mine was out there, and we was just out of high school, and we was just out there, and we was in the food court messing around. And this girl, she said, "Hey, y'all see that guy? Y'all see that guy?" And we looked. I said, "We're back." I said, "He's a country music guy. That's Marty Robbins." And we said, "Oh yeah, hey Marty." We waved at him. He got up and left his food and come over and started talking to us. And so he said, "Y'all come on over. I got to finish my lunch." And we sat down and ate with him, and we were just cutting up. And he had been to Spencer's to buy a gag gift for a friend for a birthday.
Is Spencer still around?
I think so. In some of the malls, I think.
We always went to Spencer's for gag
But he
gifts.
went in and he had bought these big old flowery underwear for a gag gift for a friend. So we were sitting there talking to him. He told us what he'd bought, and then he got up and he said, "Guys, I got to go." So he left, and he's going down through the food mart, and I got to get up, and he'd left his bag. So my buddy, he said, "Hey, Marty." And he pulled it. "You forgot your underwear." And he got this big flower. His face was red. He said, "You guys are crazy, dude." But he was so fun to just hang out with up there.
Oh my gosh, you guys have such a great look on life. Is it ever dull in your house?
No,
It's quiet in our house.
Because if we ever get settled down, we have 2 dogs, and we have a corgi and a Boston Terrorist.
But yeah, when we go home, it's quiet. We're laid back, very calm.
Very wonderful. And then you go out and spread joy and sunshine. So they can find you. Let's go over once again so you can follow the exploits of Dan and Mary and Hey Y'all.
We are Hey Y'all. We make little goofy videos, and they all start out, "Hey Y'all, how you doing?" So that's how we got known as Hey Y'all. And then Mary, she writes a blog, and we take a lot of photographs and stuff. So we do the funny and the surreal too. So we hit both sides of that. But we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and it's Hey Y'all TN, and you'll find us.
And that sounds perfect. Well,
And then if you go to experiencetennessee.com,
oh yeah, let's not forget that.
There's a web page over there, Hey Y'all. And
That's where the
you
blog-
guys
blogs
have
are.
that's where your blogs are.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to go check that out. That's
So
wonderful.
we're everywhere.
Well, I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us this morning. Thanks for the kudos on Waffle House. I think that's really neat. I'm going to have to go find Teresa and thank
Yes.
her because that's super important to recognize folks who do it well.
Yes.
So I appreciate y'all.
Well, it's
Any
been-
last words?
Been a blast to be here. Remember, don't just travel Tennessee.
Experience Tennessee.
Woo! These guys are so good. All right, we're gonna go on a quick break. Thank our sponsors, and we will be right back. Answer our phones. As always, thanks for watching Morning on the Mountain. I'll see you in a minute.
He went away from there and came to his hometown, and his disciples followed him. And on the Sabbath he began to teach in the synagogue, and many who heard him were astonished, saying, "Where did this man get these things? What is the wisdom given to him? How are such mighty works done by his hands? Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, and brother of James, and Joseph, and Judas, and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. And Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor, except in his hometown, and among his relatives, and in his own household. And he could do no mighty work there, except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and healed them. And he marveled because of their unbelief." Mark 6, verses 1 through 6. This is a passage in Mark's gospel that has equivalents in some of the others that I go back to time and time again. There's so much interesting going on here. And it comes down to a few things. One, it's interesting that Jesus could marvel at something. The humanness of Jesus maybe is displayed here. That's real interesting. But what it comes down to, for me, the thing that I think about is why was Jesus not able to do mighty works there? You would think that Jesus, being the Son of God, if he wanted to do something somewhere, regardless of the faith, regardless of the actions of the people around him, he would be able to do whatever he wanted to do. But in Mark's gospel particularly, there's something about the faith of the person who's calling upon Jesus, who's receiving help from Jesus. Why was Jesus not able to do mighty works there? He just wasn't able to. Maybe, or might it be, because faith is a prerequisite for personal mighty works to occur from the Lord? I don't have an answer to this. Part of these devotionals that I put out to you are just intentionally trying to get you to think instead of trying to give you all the answers. I don't have them myself. This is what I've been pondering. Maybe it's something you could chew on and consider this week. And I'm just JD. I'm not perfect. I'm a guy who loves Jesus and tries to follow after him. And it is my hope and desire that the Lord blesses you. May you be blessed.
TennCare's new diaper benefit helps our youngest members and their families stay healthy and happy. If your child is younger than 2 and has TennCare or Cover Kids, they can get up to 100 diapers every month at no cost. To get diapers, visit a participating pharmacy. You don't need a prescription. Just show your child's pharmacy card at the counter. For newborns without a card, you can use the parent's pharmacy card. The pharmacy staff will check to see if you qualify and help you get up to 100 diapers for a month. TennCare will cover a variety of diaper brands and sizes to meet your child's needs. You can find a list of covered brands on the TennCare diaper webpage.
Diapers are available at Mike's Pharmacy, located at 740 Main Street in Tracy City. That's Mike's Pharmacy, 592-9190.
Piggly Wiggly, a supermarket chain since 1916, operates more than 600 locally owned stores, including the Monteagle location that now stocks the largest selection of fine wine, domestic and import beer in the area. Piggly Wiggly's farm fresh fruit is a sweet deal at everyday low prices. Piggly Wiggly stocks carefully selected, always fresh vegetables from the common to the unusual. All of the organic products we sell meet strict USDA guidelines. The Pig has a large meat department that to this date custom cuts and wraps its pork, chicken, and certified Angus beef to your request. Certified Angus beef brand is a cut above USDA Prime Choice and Select. With a large dairy selection of fresh milk and cheese products and your favorite drink products, you will never go home thirsty from the Pig. Visit the Piggly Wiggly Deli and put in your order for an outstanding selection of cheeses, salads, and deli meat products from Boar's Head brand and more. Be sure to check out our weekly special circular for great deals. That's the Piggly Wiggly of Monteagle, Tennessee.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mircea Basaraba.
And I'm Mara Hutchings, nurse practitioner. Welcome to Southern Tennessee Cardiology.
Do your legs swell, ache, and feel heavy after a long day? Or do your calves cramp up when you climb stairs? You could have a circulation problem. Here at Southern Tennessee Cardiology, we specialize in diagnosing and treating disease in both arteries and veins. With on-site ultrasound and an in-office procedure room, we will have your legs feeling great in no time.
Save gas, save time, save money, Save a Lot. The name says it all. Locally owned and operated, Save a Lot of Tracy City promotes shopping locally on the mountain. Come check out the clean, organized store where hometown folks like you save with weekly specials from the Weekly Shopper. Experienced employees choose our products very carefully and keep a large selection of fresh produce and fruit stocked, offering you the best deals for the best possible quality. With a primetime butcher on staff, expect fresh meat cut and packaged on location. Or request your favorite cuts while shopping name brands and Save a Lot brands in our frozen food sections, and fresh milk and dairy products always up to date. Friendly, helpful faces are on staff for any requests and questions you may have. Open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Stay on the mountain. Shop at your locally owned Save-A-Lot. The name says it all.
Owned and locally staffed, the Caverns attracts visitors from all over the country. Bring your guests down for a cave tour, a cave concert, or a magical night under the stars at the Caverns Outdoor Amphitheater. Camping is an option too. Learn more at www.thecaverns.com, where the destination becomes a journey. I think I got it. Are we back? Alrighty. I know I went long, but those guys are I love them to pieces. I have no birthdays here on I can't believe it, today is the 10th. Wow. Homestretch to Resurrection Sunday. Let's go into our birthdays. In Facebook land, Discover Together is 33 years old today. I don't know. Bob Townsend, you see him a lot at the jams, at the Jam Kids, the Grundy Jam Kids. He is a fiddler extraordinaire. Just an amazing musician and a person all the way around. So happy birthday to Bob Townsend. Happy birthday to Zach Jones. Happy birthday to Taylor Ojeda. Am I saying that right? I've never really asked her about that, but she's the big 30. She was on here recently, or not too long ago. George Korn, he used to be a pastor in Monteagle and a math teacher at the high school. Patrick Courtney, Brittany Lane, happy birthday, Brittany. Donna Lovecats, Mark Svoboda, Laura Bond, and Dennis Irwin. Dennis was on the show several years ago. He's one of my favorite politicos, and I want to say he's in North Carolina now. Anyway, happy birthday. We're going to go to the prayer list. And for all the other things by the Grundy County Herald, you know what's going on. Let's continue to pray for Frank Brawley, Larry Parson, Steve Melton, Charlie Brown, Graceland Bryant, Brenda Caldwell, Turkey, Johnny Braden, Chloe King, Cheryl Foshee, Charlie Byers, Blondell Lockhart, Patsy Kennedy, Louis Nolan, Charlie McDowell, Frida Nolan family, all the Storm folks, every single one. We're going to pray for those evil malefactors. Joni Baby, the Andersons, Lewis Summers, Rosa Campbell, Beatrice Kilgore, and of course, Miss Ophelia Miss Stola. Lord, please lift this up during this resurrection season. We've got some extra prayer requests. We love you. We appreciate you. We just need a little grace and mercy for the folks on our list, because we know it works, and we love you, and we're just so thankful that you gave your only begotten Son for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, let's get to the phones. I apologize once again for, I love those guys. Love them. So thank you for hanging out with us today. Morning.
Good morning.
What's up? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Where y'all at today?
We're going to the doctor, skin doctor.
Skin doctor. All right. All good, or just a checkup, or burning something off?
All good. Just going to get probably skin things off, tags.
Yep, I know. That's a good thing to do. All right. Anything I need to know? Any updates?
I don't know of anything. He was running the fever yesterday, Johnny was, and they didn't get to take the tubes out.
Oh, for Pete's sake. All right. Okay. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I think that's how it goes.
Right.
All right. Is the old man with you?
He is. Good morning.
Morning, sunshine. You guys have fun today. It's gonna rain.
I know, so this evening, I said Nashville will be coming in about 3 o'clock up there.
There's a school board meeting tonight that I have to be at 6. I'm praying that it's not going to be crazy rain.
I don't think it's going to be real bad, no.
Okay. All right. I'm okay. I don't like to, drive in rain, but that's okay.
We're in a 2, that's all.
That's okay. I can do that. All right, kids. Well, you guys be safe. You guys be safe out there. Always appreciate you calling. You're number 1 today.
I want to wish my cousin, friend, a happy birthday.
Oh, good. What was her name? Linda. Happy birthday, Linda.
Yeah, Linda Hargis Locke.
All right. Happy birthday. I hope she has a wonderful one. Are you guys going to get together at some point and celebrate?
For Easter.
For Easter.
Easter.
All right. That's around the corner. All right, kids. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hopefully we'll talk tomorrow. All right. See you. Bye. Morning. What's up, buddy?
And they're watching you. And
aren't they the funnest? Hey, y'all, aren't they the cutest folks ever?
Yeah. Oh. And you are too.
Oh, my goodness. Well, what are you into? What'd you do yesterday? Anything good?
Oh, well, I was just sitting here and went down to town and filled up the gas tank and stopped by PC, signed up for a little bit, and come home and out. Went to find my daughter in the drugstore and come home. Went to PC's, but had a little trouble, so
okay.
I come home last night and
Okay, all right.
Around and watched TV, and I never did lay down, and so.
Right on. All right. Well, we ran a little late today, so I hope you go out and enjoy today. It's supposed to rain, so be careful.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
And you do look pretty this morning.
Well, thank you. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, sir.
Yeah, another time. If you want to take your 2-3 days vacation, you can, and make me to feel in party.
Well, I've already got that covered, and it's not a vacation, so you guys are going to do it at the end of the month.
Well, I know about saying somewhere around May or June, if you did your vacation and something.
Okay. All right, Lou. You have a fabulous day.
I'll take the
rest
of it.
All right. See you. Bye. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
What you doing?
On you to answer the phone.
Oh, well, I had those Hey Y'all folks on. I'm chit-chatting. I got them hogtied here.
Yeah, well, I ready to hang up. I've been on hold for about 35, 40 minutes.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just checking. You know, Sal, sometimes it rolls, baby. All right, do you want to do Revelation today, or do you want to skip it? That's totally up to y'all.
We can get a little bit of it.
Okay, all right.
We get this part, and tomorrow we can get the rest of 18.
Okay, all right. So it's 18, right, or no?
We're in 18.
Yep.
Verse through 20.
Which one?
15 through 20.
All right, hold on. Chapter 18, verses. Which one is 15 to 20?
15 through 20.
All righty. Let me do summary. All right, I'm ready if you are.
All right. The merchants of these things which were made each by her shall stand afar off for the fear of the torments, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches come to naught, and every shipmaster and all company, and ships and sailors, and as many as made trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. So her thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God had avenged you on her.
Oh, dang, what do you pull out of that one?
So we're talking about that religious organization or this country or state or whatever it is that's made rich.
The corrupt system?
Yeah. It's going to come to nothing.
Well, Trump's rocking the tariff wars, isn't he?
I don't know. I still ain't got a Wi-Fi.
Oh, still? Dang it.
More lines.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, Tracy got hit hard.
Yeah, we got hit. I wanted to come over here yesterday. He said he this is worse he's seen. He's been all over repairing lines. He said this is worst.
Yeah, well,
Too bad over here.
And now we know EF1 for sure. That's just crazy. All right. Well, he's doing well. Let's see, what was the quote? Because they tanked yesterday, day before yesterday, because of the tariff talks. And yesterday they had the greatest surge since post World War II.
Greatest surge of what?
Of the stock market.
Okay.
So all of those panicans and all those folks who want us to just continue being corrupt and allow other folks to take advantage of us, all those folks, Trump won.
They want us to live in fear is what it is.
They do. I know. Well, so anyway. All right, so this passage continues. Fall of Babylon, a symbolic city representing a corrupt world system tied to wealth, luxury, and moral decay. I feel like that's our world system right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. In essence, this passage contrasts the world's mourning over the loss of material wealth with heaven's rejoicing over justice being served.
Yeah.
I'm rejoicing for justice being served.
It's happening. It's going to happen.
I love that. I didn't put the two together until we started reading Revelation.
Yeah, a lot of things click on when you get into it.
Sure does. Holy cow. All right, well, that's a good message. Anything we need to know about today?
No, nothing that I know of. Nothing new that I can think of.
Well, no news is good news in my book, so I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for holding, Leslie. I do appreciate it, and thanks for allowing me the time to hang out with Hey Y'all.
It's a good thing you got me a battery.
Well, see, that's what we're talking about, teamwork, baby.
Yeah.
All right, honey. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right, see you, bye. Morning.
Good morning.
What are you doing? I haven't seen you and heard from you in a hot minute.
I've been busy with this Ron.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's doing PT.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot to do. Are you finished with all your painting projects?
Yeah, I've got through. My sister's working on my floor now, and we might get to move back in.
Oh, my gosh. Have you been, how long has this process been?
Oh, over a year.
Oh, my gosh. So you've been discombobulated for a year?
At least. Well, he's had surgeries and
So, but now you're going to have a pretty house.
Well, we hope so.
Well, I'm sure you are excited to get back to normal at some point.
Yeah, we are.
All right. Anything I need to know today?
I had to have a big cedar tree cut out of my yard, and there's a big cedar, like 4 or 5 foot long. If somebody wants it, they can come get it. It makes it pretty lumber.
Yeah, cedar is great. I have cedar closets that are wonderful for moths.
Yeah.
All right, so you got a couple of 4 or 5 foot logs?
No, there's just one big one left. Somebody got some of it.
Okay, good.
There's just one big, the trunk part, the base.
Okay, gotcha.
Round. It's the big one.
It's the big one. Yeah, I've got 2 trees going down next week. All right, and that's in South Pittsburgh. So just holler at me if you want the address, and I will let you know. How about that? And I'm sure Miss Sherry would love for it to go to a good home.
Yes, I would.
All right, honey. Anything else I need to know?
No, that's it.
Well, tell Big Ron we said hey, and we need him back in action.
Yes, we do. And I enjoyed those people, their talk.
Aren't they wonderful?
We have a historian from Chattanooga that comes to Jasper once every month or so, and she's wonderful. I sit and listen to her for hours.
That's how I felt with these folks. Anybody who has just stories and things of their life, I love listening to.
Right.
Well, thank you, Miss Sherry. I hope you have a fabulous day, ma'am.
Yeah.
All right. See you. Bye. Morning.
Morning, guys.
Oh, what's up, Shirley? Hey, Clarence. What are you doing?
Oh, well, Clarence is in the shower. We just got back down the road mowing our neighbor's mama's yard.
Okay. Good for you. That's wonderful. All right. Anything we need to know before we sell some stuff?
I just remember Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, 10 a.m., Little Creek Baptist Church in Altamont.
Yep.
Come on out. Hear the old-time singers.
That's right.
All right. What else? What are we selling today, Shirley?
I sell that lawnmower jack. Somebody needs it for their regular lawnmower. It's not for a zero turn. It's for just a regular lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
And I sell that brand new 20-ton shop press. The brand new frame nail gun with a box of nails.
Finishing nail gun.
Yep, finishing nail gun. The couch chair, the cherry coffee table with the 2 drawers. They have to see this to appreciate it. TV table with a swivel on top, the swivel, and it's got 2 doors on it that opens up. I still have the 2 marble top stands, the car seat for a child, a dog cage. Still have the bench to give away with the cushion and the glider to give away.
And bring 2 people who are very strong, and so you can lift it into your truck.
Right.
Come on, take it.
Take it, get it off my porch.
Get it off. That's right.
I can clean it off or I can paint it when it gets warm.
That's right. All right. Anything else?
That is it as far as I know.
All righty. Number and place they're going.
Number 931-668-9217, or come and see me at 920 Leesburg Road in McMinnville.
Fantastic. All right, Shirley. You kids have a wonderful day and be careful. It's going to rain.
Yeah, it's already raining here.
Oh, is it? All right. Here we go. All right, honey. You have a wonderful day.
Yes, do the same.
All right.
Bye.
See you, sweetheart. Morning.
Good morning, sunshine.
Hey, Barbara, how you feeling?
Oh, well, that rain coming in, you know how it makes you hurt.
Yep, I do know that. Everyone out there with Mr. Arthur out there, it's going to hurt during this season.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anything I need to know today, Barbara?
Yes, I want to put my baby brother on the prayer list.
What's up with him?
Well, he's going to have surgery. He called me yesterday. Last Friday. It started with his potassium being elevated. They called and told him to get to the ER. But he was on his way to Murfreesboro to see a back surgeon. And they found a lesion on his hip. Well, he went and got the MRI done, and it's a tumor, and it ate through his femur.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
The doctors put him to bed, told him not to bear no weight on that because it's about to break. His femur's about to break.
Wow. And was it hurting for a while, or did he know that something was wrong?
Yeah, but he thought that because of his hip and leg hurting, that it was from his back, because he already had to have back surgery.
Okay, and it was actually cancer that ate through his femur?
Well, they said it was a type of cancer, yeah.
Well, okay.
They called yesterday to get him a room in Nashville, and they didn't have one. And they told him to be on standby. As soon as they get a room, they're going to call him in to get that surgery done. They're going to put a plate there where it takes that hole through his femur, and he's got to have a total hip replacement.
Well, that is a pretty extensive surgery.
Yes, bless his heart.
Bless
He gets nothing. And he's right out of high school. He started driving a concrete truck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's done for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor told him his truck driving career's ended. That's about to kill him.
I bet it's about to kill him. All right, so it had an expiration date, and now it is.
Yeah.
All right, what's his name, honey?
Well, we call him Jeff, but his name's Harold Jeffrey Kilgore.
Okay. But Jeff Kilgore, is that what you want me to call him?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what y'all call him, right?
That's what we call him.
All right, well, and then that's what
we'll call him Killer.
Killer?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Killer? Oh, that's so cute. I love that. All right, well, I hate to hear that, Barbara. I'm so sorry.
No, it tore me all to pieces last Friday when they told me, because I had a sister that I witnessed. She arrested in the emergency room when I was working down there. And I got over to the emergency room, and her potassium had went so high that, well, she died there on the table, but they got her back, thank the Lord.
Dang it.
It was a lot longer after that, but when they told me his potassium was up way too high, it worried me to death, but we got, me and my sister, we got the prayer line going.
Sure, yeah.
And by the time they got from Murfreesboro back to Tullahoma, they had a room waiting on him and everything because his daughters are in there at Horton in Tullahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And his potassium had come down to normal.
It works, girl.
You say that's what prayer can do.
That's right. That is right, Barbara, right there. That's a praise report right there.
Yes, it is. And I worried about him. And then when he called me yesterday and I saw his name pop up on my phone, I was scared to answer it. But I had to anyway, I had to know.
Yeah, you have to know.
Because I didn't know he was going back yesterday after he got the MRI done.
So potassium's not an issue. Why was there an issue with potassium?
I don't know either exactly, but they did find a blockage in the front part of his heart also.
Okay.
But evidently it's not bad enough now for him to, do anything about it.
Well, that's great.
But I think that, that's probably why it caused his potassium to go so high.
Okay. Gotcha. Wow, it's good that you know all that stuff from your days working in the medical field.
Well, I wish I knew everything, but I don't.
That's okay. Only the good Lord above knows everything.
That's right. Sometimes it's better if you don't know.
Well, I'll agree with that as well, Barbara. All right. Well, Killer is on our prayer list, and we pray that he comes out of there a new man with everything that he needs to carry on.
Yes, ma'am, we do. Because he's only 58, just turned 58 the 7th of March.
Yeah, that's way too young.
And my husband was only 58 when he passed away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't remember that.
you know, it just so much. Sometimes it just overwhelms you.
I know. That's where your praying knees come in.
Exactly.
So, all right, Barbara. Well, thanks so much for sharing that, and I'm so sorry about that news. I know that's not something you wanted to hear.
No, sure wasn't, but I just hope and pray that it ain't got into his bone, even though it ate through it, and, you know, and it's about to break.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just hope it's not a bone cancer, you know.
I think Dad had that with his shoulder, and his arm quit working, and it was cancer had eaten through his shoulder, but he didn't die of cancer. So,
yeah,
it was his heart.
But that's not what takes you out.
No, no. No. All right, Barbara. Well, definitely we've got Jeff on the prayer list, and just keep us posted if you don't mind.
All right, you have a blessed day. And I'll agree with Lee. You look pretty this morning.
Oh, thank you, Barbara. Well, I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, honey.
Appreciate you.
Bye, honey. Bye. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Evelyn, what's up?
Well, I was just listening to what you said about studying Revelation, and I don't remember the point right now, but you said something had just clicked, you know, as you were studying.
Yeah.
You know, we call that discernment of the Holy Spirit because
Okay.
the Holy Spirit is the author.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke through men and didn't change their personality, as I heard Stephen Davey point out this morning when the writer started the list of the heroes of the faith in Hebrews. He didn't do it in chronological order. He just did it as he thought of the people's names. He called the names as he thought of them. And that's interesting. The Holy Spirit is, as we say, the third person of the Godhead. He is not an it. He is a person, just as Jesus is a person and God the Father is a person.
Mm.
And I wish that preachers would preach on this mountain. There may be some that I don't know about, and one I know probably does, or maybe more than one. If they would preach on the ministry of the Holy Spirit, I think that would be a key for revival to break out.
Mm.
To know the ministry of the Holy Spirit.
Mm.
And I just wish that they would do that. You know, the other day I mentioned about Jesus returning and the church being raptured and the church being changed. You know, John wrote, "Beloved, it does not appear what we shall be, but we know that when we shall see him, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." And that's not quoted exactly. And the Apostle Paul said that when Jesus comes in the cloud, of course there'll be a trumpet sound. Well, that's how they called all the Jews together, Israel together, to worship or for a gathering. They blew the trumpets with a certain sound. And he said, the dead in Christ shall rise, and we that are alive shall be changed. We, the church saints, will receive their glorified bodies and rise to meet the Lord in the air. And then in Zechariah, Zechariah prophesied that at the end of the tribulation period and all those armies, millions of soldiers coming against Israel, that Jesus would appear in the sky with all of his titles on a white horse, and of course with a sword in his mouth. He would just have to speak and all those soldiers will be slain. But behind him, he said he saw an army of people dressed in white on white horses, and theologians agree that that is the raptured church returning with him.
Oh, okay.
So, and when you see something like you mentioned that had been revealed to you, And you can relate it to other scriptures that say the same thing that you just understood. That is how you get true interpretation and know that it's true interpretation of the word, because another scripture will relate to the truth in the scriptures, in other scriptures.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, it just light bulbs go on sometimes, and it's just like, oh, wow, there you go.
Yes, that's the discernment of the Holy Spirit, and He is a person, not an it.
Well, I did not know that. Thank you, Miss Evelyn.
He is a person, and He comes into the heart of the new Christian, and even Jesus said, the Father and I will come and make our abode with Him. Because He baptizes the Christian believing into the death and the burial and resurrection of Jesus Christ at conversion. And that's how a person becomes a new creature.
Well.
New nature.
Well, I love that, Miss Evelyn. That's a good message for today. Thank you so much.
That's the ministry of the Holy Spirit.
I love that.
And it goes on.
Well, thank you, Miss Evelyn. I appreciate that. And that's a good thought for today. So let's go out there and enjoy that.
Yes. Thank you. You have a good day.
All right, Miss Evelyn. Thank you so much for sharing. See you. Bye. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Ophelia. How are you, sweetheart?
Well, I think I'm doing okay.
I think it's going to rain today.
I'm sorry?
I think it's going to rain today.
Oh, yeah, it does look a little cloudy.
It does. In fact, they were saying in McMinnville that it's raining down there already.
Already down there, huh?
Already. Anything on your mind today?
I'm sorry?
Anything on your mind today?
No, I don't.
Okay. Right.
I just I'm just a blank today.
That's perfectly fine. I always love hearing your voice. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you, and I hope you also.
All right, honey. See you, bye. All right, that's it. Once again, I apologize for 9:21. Apologize for going a little late on the Hey Y'all segment, but there's just some folks I could just listen to all day long. All right. Let's see if we got anybody tomorrow. No, it's just us tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to be giving away next Friday, Good Friday. We're going to give away 2 Easter baskets for kids, and then with those 2 Easter baskets will be a $25 gift card and a $25 gift certificate, I guess they are, to the Appalachian Women's Guild. And so it's like a shopping Easter kind of thing. So that's it. It's a busy day. We'll be filming, good Lord willing, the school board workshop that starts at 6, and then the school board meeting that follows right after a quick break. So it'll be 2 segments of school board meetings. So that's tonight at 6. Other than that, if you have any questions, holler at me, or if you need anything, just message me. But as always, thanks for watching Morning on the Mountain. I'll see you tomorrow morning.